In this lesson, I'm going to show you a simple practice routine that will help you practice with a purpose and make your practice time more productive. But to take it a step further, I also created a simple guitar backing track for you to practice over that goes right along with this lesson. First, we'll start with a simple practice routine, then we'll get into some serious improvising. So grab your guitar and let's get into it. Remember to see links in the description for the guitar backing track and more resources that will help you. So first of all, let's talk about the simple practice routine. So what we're going to do is just start with a chord. In this case here, I'm just going to play an A major bar chord right here. And what we're going to do is we're just going to listen to the notes of that chord. It's an A major chord, so all the notes would work with an A major scale or the A Ionian mode scale pattern. Let's start the scale right here. And all I'm going to do is just simply play a chord and then play a lick. So the A major chord is simply made up of a 1, major third, and a 5. And that's all it is, just a triad basically. So the idea is to just play the chord and then hit some notes and try to end up on the 1, 3, or the 5. Just keep it simple and just play wherever you want. You don't have to play in this one position. You could play right here. So the next thing we're going to do is find the 4 and the 5 chord. So we're going to think of this A major as our 1, and now we want to find the 4 chord and the 5 chord because they're going to be the other 2 major chords. So just think of 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 is your D major. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 is your E major. Now technically you can play those same scales we just did on all these chords because they're all in the key of A major. So we're just going to play a simple chord progression, but you're not really keeping time and you don't really have a metronome going or anything like that. This is just playing by ear. It's just you and the guitar. You don't even have to have an amplifier hooked up or anything like that. Just keep it really simple and just learn to hear the notes. That's the whole key, is you're training your ear. So that's the idea when you sit down to practice to be more productive, is just to be playing some kind of chord progression or a song and be thinking about the notes. Again, if you're practicing a song, then you're already in that mode of, whatever that song is, whatever chord progression that is for whatever song you're playing. But if you're just going to sit down there and play just kind of by yourself in your room, and again, just without no amplifier or anything going on, I recommend practice with some kind of purpose. So have a chord progression in mind. Now, once you've got the basic practice routine down, what's next is you go to YouTube and you do a search for a guitar backing track, and you just find any kind of backing track that you want to play over that in this case here would be A major. And it doesn't have to be perfectly same chord, but it could be something close. And so at least you have an idea, you have a ballpark, you have kind of a foundation for the notes you're going to be able to play and what's going to kind of sound right over those chords and those chord tones. And that's what you want to do now. And now you can be playing with a backing track that's in time. You've got drums, you got bass, you got everything just like a band. And now you're really able to do some serious improvising But before you got to that backing track, you got a little ear training, and now you can really hear those notes as you play over the track. All right, so now that we have the practice routine down, I want to talk to you about the guitar backing track that I created. Now, I did the exact same thing that I'm teaching you. I basically picked 3 chords, and I started out with no amp, no effects, nothing, just me and the guitar. And I messed around with these chords for, several hours, few days, whatever, and just played around with this D minor chord, and then I would go to this G minor chord, and then I would go to this A7 chord. So a while ago, we talked about the 1-4-5. Well, if we were doing a 1-4-5 here, then the 1 would be my D minor, the 4 would be the G minor, but the 5 would be A minor, not an A7. So basically, the A7 has that major third in there. So you're playing either a major scale, which is the Ionian mode scale pattern, or you're playing what's called a Mixolydian mode scale pattern. Now the Mixolydian mode is really close to the Ionian mode. The Mixolydian mode has that 7 in there. So either way, we're going to be playing some kind of a major scale when we hit that A7. So for the D minor and the G minor, so we've got our D minor pentatonic scale, or our D pentatonic blues scale. And we've also got our D natural minor or our D Aeolian mode scale pattern. So here's an example. We're going to play in 2 different positions but the same notes. So play your D pentatonic blues. Same thing here. So once I started practicing the first part of this practice routine without any backing track or anything, I thought about putting together something of my own, and then I went to YouTube and I found, instead of a backing track, I found actually a drum track, and it's a 6/8 time, 70 beats per minute, so it's fairly slow. So let's listen to just a little bit of that track, and I'll give you an idea kind of what it sounds like. Now, once again, without the backing track, you're just thinking of the notes. You don't have to be playing in perfect time. Just think about the notes. So hey, if you found value in this video, then be sure and check out some of my other videos. Now on to the guitar backing track so you can do some serious improvising. Keep rocking, and I'll see you in the next one.